Sometimes you'll have a quiz in BeaconLearning with a time limit that you may have one or more students in your class who need the accommodation of time and a half or double time. And what you can do with that is create a duplicate of the quiz. All the same questions, but just the longer time limit. And there's a feature in BeaconLearning that will let you release that second version of the quiz only to the students who need the accommodation, and it's invisible to anybody who doesn't need it. Let me show you how to do that. We are in my capstone class from last spring, so the students in it have graduated, and Kelsey, you can see here I've made a second version of a quiz, and I've titled it Quiz for Kelsey, and this is fictional. She didn't need this accommodation. It's just that because she's still in the system, we're using her as a guinea pig. So down here we come to administration, and you will see that there is a link here that says users, and next to it there's a triangle, a little arrow looking thing, and that tells you that there is a collapsed menu there. So if you click on it, it'll expand it. And you come down here to groups, click on that. I didn't get right on it. There we go, click on it. And then here on the left side, you see two empty columns. On the left side, come down here to create group. Now in this case, I only have one student who needs this accommodation, so the simplest thing for me to do is to name the group Kelsey. If you had several students, you could give it a different name. You could call it extended time, or you could call it accommodation. The students will never see the name of the group. You are the only one who sees the name of the group, so name it something that helps you stay organized. Then down here you come to Save Changes, and now you make sure that you've clicked on the group so it's active, and you come over here to Add Remove Users, right below this column on the right side of the screen. And then choose a student, and here in the middle, click Add. And then you can come down here to Back to Groups, and you're done creating your group, and you've put the student in it. Now, one mistake that I have made a bunch of times is I create the group, and then I forget to put the student in it. So if you go through this entire process and the student tells you, I still can't see this quiz that you say you've made for me, the first thing to troubleshoot is, did you create the group, but then forget to put the student in it? Now you come up here to the middle, the next step, to this File tab that says Groupings, and you create a grouping. Now once again, I only have one student, so I create the grouping, and I'm going to name it Kelsey. And I'll save changes. Now, this shows all the groupings I've created for this class, which there's only one. I'm going to come over here to where it says Edit, and I'm going to come to this little icon of two people, and if you float over it, it says Show Groups in Grouping. And this is where I can take the group, Kelsey, click Add, and put it in the grouping that's also named Kelsey. Why you have to go through all these steps is something you would have to ask the designers of BeaconLearning. Presumably, there is a use to this that I've just never had any reason, that I've never needed before. But I do know to make this selective release function work, you've got to put students in both a group, and then you've got to put the group inside a grouping. So it's almost like Russian Petrushka dolls. But Kelsey is now in the group named Kelsey, and her group is now in the grouping that's also named for her. And then a good way to check is you look here on your list of groupings, and you see that the grouping contains the group, and then you come back to the group, and once again you see that Kelsey has one member in it. I've done everything that I need to do. We are completely on track. I'm going to go back out to the entry screen of my class. Easiest way to do that, by the way, is to come straight up here and click on the name of the class and the term. And here I am. Now I'm going to go into Quiz for Kelsey. I'm going to go into the Settings. Edit Settings. And I'm going to come down here to the bottom to Restrict Access. And actually, oh no, that'll teach me to think. It's not under Restrict Access, it's under Common Module Settings. There you are. See here where it says Group Mode? Actually, I'm wrong again. See right beneath it where it says Grouping? Click on Grouping and choose Kelsey. Then click here where it says Available for Group Members Only. Check that box. If both those things are done, if a grouping is selected, And if you've checked the box, available for group members only, and then you save and return to course, now you'll notice quiz for Kelsey. This was not here before, where it said Kelsey in parentheses. And if I had named that grouping extended time, it would now say extended time in parentheses. So those are the steps for doing it. Create a group, put the students in the group, create a grouping, put the group inside the grouping, go to your quiz settings, go to the common module settings, select the grouping, check the box right underneath it. And if you have any questions, you can send me an email at dschrader@nwcu.edu, or you can look in the directory for my name, Doyle Schrader. It's Schrader. There's no H in it anywhere. And best of luck. Hope it all goes smoothly for you.